So let's do another review here. This is a track from one of our pro feedback members, Ilias. Ilias gave me this orchestral trailer track as he categorized it and wanted to just know, is it licensable? Could it get placed? Where could it get placed? Would it be accepted by a library? What do you think? So let's go ahead and take a listen. And I'm interested in actually your guys' thoughts as well. If you agree with my notes, please do comment below. I'd love to hear what you guys think about what I'm saying to our members here in Pro Feedback. And remember, you can get this kind of feedback as well if you join us on the Pro Feedback platform. And the link to learn more about that is in the description box. Let's go ahead and get started and take a listen. Wow, man, really cool, really dark, haunting, mysterious, really great emotions, very great, clear emotional quality here with this track. Vocals sound amazing. These choirs are using, whatever you're using, sounds great. Sounds tribal. It sounds maybe not tribal is the right word. Ancient, right? Just ancient. This old, historic, mysterious, a little bit almost world Middle Eastern kind of a vibe as well. So well produced, well put together, very focused on your emotional tone. In terms of licensability, obviously you are in a bit of a smaller niche here with this style. Okay, you can certainly, I mean, this is all over the place for film, certain films, right? Particular types of films, I'm sure, and dramas, TV shows. So I don't see this obviously for commercials or reality shows or sports or maybe other types of content, but definitely drama. Um, Certain movies and TV shows, I can hear this. So just know that if you go into some of these sort of subgenres, and has a little bit more of a world vibe to it, I'm not saying you can't get great placements with it, but it's definitely not a genre where you'd maybe want to focus a lot of your time. That's what I would say. Is not more than a couple of albums. I would want to put out some music like this. Only because if you go turn on TV, how often do you hear this style of music? Like this particular, it's kind of drone, really heavy music. You'll hear it once in a while, but will you hear it on multiple types of content? Will you hear it multiple times a day? Will you hear it consistently? Probably not. It's sort of a rare style. So just be aware of that. But for what it is, very licensable. I think you obviously can get placed. One thing I wanted to hear a little bit more developed now, we're almost halfway through the track, and I don't hear any rhythmic elements being added. So even though this is a drone track, I think you can build this up into having a little bit more of a rhythmic base to it. It's certainly by a minute into the track. Some percussion can be coming in, light percussion. It could be bells. It could be lower tabla drums. It could be some Middle Eastern drums. I mean, you kind of decide how you want to do it. But I wanted to hear a little bit like of a rhythm because it still feels very droney and it's just kind of, like pulsing, which is a cool way to start it. But at some point, we should get some sort of a groove kind of being established here. Yeah, mixing wise, production wise, this is great. One thing though is that it's just this whole track feels like it was the intro, and I'm kind of still waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's like all this is great to set the tone, and then it should be like, something to kind of get a groove established. So I feel like we are sort of lost in this drony, wishy-washy kind of world for the entire queue. So maybe there's a licensable opportunity for something like that, but I think if you add the drums and you add a little bit of a rhythmic element to it, at least halfway through the track, you will always submit a version of the track. Usually, I wouldn't say always, but probably most of the time, you'll send a alt mix of your track to the library that doesn't have any of the drums in it. It'll be basically a drones and voice only mix, and it'll pretty much sound like this. But you definitely want to add into the full mix some sort of a rhythmic element, because you want to completely, we wanted to deliver this sort of, here's where we started and here's where we went to, and kind of to build this track a little bit more so it feels like we really went somewhere. Right now I feel like we're kind of going in a circle. We're not really developing. I mean, there's some more harmonic, voices coming in here, so there's some development going on, but not enough for me to feel like we really went on a journey yet with this track. So pretty easy thing to throw into your track. I think you probably already have some great sounding drums and elements. It seems like from everything else you're using, you've got high quality samples that you're working with. So some rhythmic element at the bottom. It doesn't have to be complicated or very complex, but just something to make us feel like we've actually gone somewhere in this track. It'd be really powerful. Yeah, excellent, man. So like I said, I'm a fan of it. I think it's really cool. It really delivered that emotional content well. I think you have all that going on. Just really make sure, as one of the most common bits of advice and feedback I give to pretty much all pro feedback members is, this music might be great. I might be a fan of it, but is it being focused at a particular thing, a niche, a segment, a client, a type of content in the sync business? It's one thing to really be good at what you love doing and to have this really cool piece of music in front of you, but it's a whole other skill set to be able to take all that focus and that energy and point it at a direct client, right? And that's why I've always been, really harping on a lot of you guys lately, saying, if you're not doing your research on libraries before you create music, then you're really potentially shooting yourself in the foot, because you could create all this amazing, beautiful, wonderful stuff that you're in love with and you're really great at, and you obviously have a talent for all this. But then if I ask you, okay, so which library are you sending it to? And it's like, well, I don't really know yet. I got to find them. Well, I hope you find somebody that needs this particular style, this particular music. And if I say, which library you're going with, and you say, oh, I already know it's going to be this company, and I ask you, okay, well, have you used their tracks as your reference guides? And if the answer is no, again, you're working probably way harder than you need to, because if they already have some drone vocal creepy music like this, great, then you're definitely doing your research. But if their kind of music that fits into this style is a little bit different, or they include drums in all their tracks, or they're doing something a little different with their cues, and you're not paying attention to that, you are sort of taking a big gamble and just hoping that, well, this is sort of like what you guys do, and it's kind of in line with the music you've got in place with your clients. So here you go. I hope you like it. You can always take a shot like that, but it's like, why gamble with your own career? Why not follow along with the references that they have, and make sure that it's on par and following a rough guideline of exactly what they've already accepted and what they find to be licensable? Because that's what really matters, right? Whether or not I think it's licensable, I'm really privileged that many of you guys value my opinion on your music, but my opinion is nothing compared to the library that you're going to send it to. If they think it's licensable, that's all that really matters. If I disagree and I think it's unlicensable, but they think it is, who cares about me anymore? Leave me in the dust, right? Go to the library, because they are the ones that can actually get you placements. They know, they are the experts on what tracks with their clients will get placed, will get accepted. So doing your research with their catalog will certainly get you there a lot faster than trying to do all this on your own. So, and speaking of getting there faster, Pro Feedback can certainly help you guys get there faster as well. We have so many members that have signed up and have jet boosted, sped up their improvement like light years from where they were from what they were struggling with, from being just unsure of what to do with their tracks, unsure of how to get this kind of specific business-minded targeting in place with their music. They didn't have that at their disposal. And now, through getting their own tracks reviewed and watching reviews like this, and on the platform, you can watch every single review that I do forever, that the other pros review for all of the members. All members get access to all of this content. So literally every week, there are dozens of new reviews that are being posted up online. So you can basically learn every single day. Imagine getting to watch videos like this from multiple different types of genres, from multiple different types of library owners and composers like myself, but with their own unique perspectives on it. That's really powerful. That's really getting you guys insights and knowledge that you just can't Google search that stuff. That's the kind of stuff you really just need to be under the mentorship and the guidance of people that have come before you and figured this stuff out. And it's not rocket science, but there is a bit of a formula to it. There's definitely a sort of an understanding of how to get to this stuff to get your tracks to more of a licensable place. So we encourage you, please join us if you feel like this would be useful for you. And otherwise, keep on making that great licensable music.